Peace and blessings to all of God's children. I got to give you a part 2 to this subject matter about leadership. Part 1, I was using the scripture Hebrews chapter 3, verses 14 through 19. Now, I want to read to you. I know it's going to look backwards on it. This is The Art of War. This is a book that I've studied for years, and it's one of those types of piece of work where every time you go in and you see something, the climate of the times now, we need to know, because we're faced with it, what real leadership is, and the selfishness and the selflessness. I want to read from you, this is part 2, on leadership. Each day presents new opportunities to work toward the fulfillment of one's guiding purpose in life. Documenting and summarizing the lessons learned during the course of one's life offers potential guidance for others who seek assistance along their journey. It is toward this aim that we have summarized the discussions and lessons on organizational leadership. Amar in 2000 season 2-3 said it best. You cannot continue to bring people along with you who are rotten, parasitic, leeching. What you are, you carry with you. So know the people you are around. We came away from the desert's edge thinking we were escaping the causes of our disintegration. The causes running deepest were twin. Among us had arisen a division between producers and the parasites. Chief among the parasites were the ostentatious, crippled men who, for no reason than the need to veil their own anthropy of spirit, wanted to be raised higher than everybody else, even if that raising was merely the pushing down of all of us. Sounds familiar? Then there was the complementary cause, the predators from without, white destroyers determined on our annihilation, who found in the parasites among us and their leaders, the ostentation cripples, perfect instruments for use against us. Perfect weapons for widening splits among us to the advantage of themselves. We came away from the desert's edge thinking we were fleeing ruin, but its deepest causes were carried with us to new places. Within our bosom, we still made room for the inadequate one, stupid, noble privilege. Leaders are not born leading. They learn to lead as well as misleaders learn to mislead. I'm coming in with that to capture this time and space that we're in right now. Leadership is, as I said in part 1, is the example that you're giving to the people, not necessarily your self-satisfaction. I got to give you some the part 2 too. I'd spoken part 1 about this situation when I was incarcerated in Virginia. They had the hair policy. It took me on a 3.5-year journey, and I was warned at the very onset of it, this is what's going to happen. I did not know that for 3.5 years I was going to take showers with leg irons and handcuffs on. Had absolutely no privileges at all, like I said, it was designed to break us. Well, what happened in the end, somebody figured out that if we can get rid of the head, the body's gonna fall. So they figured out if we can get rid of that old man down there that seems to be holding everything together, we can probably get the rest of them to go. So what they did, they made an exception to their own rules. We see a lot of that going on today too. So they changed the policy and they gave me good time just to get rid of me. I mean, it was like what happened in the story of Jonah, in the belly of the, the thing came up and they said, well, let's get rid of this guy. So they let me go on. And they left the rest of the people there as that would diminish their spirit. Well, it eventually did. It cut the numbers down so low, and they just kept abusing them. And I mean, I'm not even going to get into all the things they tried to, bring everybody apart. But my point is this: true leadership is making sure that the people are taken care of. It's not about you. If you take on that mantle of leadership, you have to know there's somebody always watching you, and not necessarily for the best of reasons, but for you to provide them some type of spiritual invigoration to keep going on. Because when they take everything from you, even in prison, what else are you going to do? They had us taking showers and with leg irons and handcuffs on. We went out for recreation 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. And one day, one of the officers came to us and told us that they wanted them to put lice or some type of bugs in our cells so to make us have to cut our hair. So it was extremism. But I'm saying we got through it, and I'm thankful for it because I learned things there that allows me to see certain things now, for me to know that it's going to take a collective unification as we're seeing. And even at that, it's going to be met with resistance. Because for every good leader, there's a misleader. I pray something comes out here that excites you and gives you a broader vision. The main thing of it is not to get caught up in the madness. As it said in the Art of War here, the parasitical aspect of it. Don't get caught up in that. That's the destruction when you become that which you hate. Peace and blessings to all of God's people.